Hi everyone. Welcome to the Now Testament. Here, we focus on what the Creator is doing in our time, while abiding by His principles and commands, so that we may have our testament in our time. Today, as believers, we want to examine a very important aspect of our walk with the Creator of heaven and earth, and that is our diet. The diet that we will highlight, however, is the one that was given to the children of Israel, the Creator's people. But before we highlight this diet, let us lay the foundation properly. Our diet is actually our day-to-day lifestyle or interaction with the foods that we eat. Yes, every fragment of food that passes through our mouths into our stomachs on a daily basis forms your diet. And yes, when I say food, it also means what we drink as well. That statement that says, "we are what we eat," is in fact true. The conditions of our bodies for the most part is a reflection of our diet. There are exceptions, however, when it comes to diseases caused by environmental issues, family traits, and so on. That causes our bodies to display certain defects. Outside of the exceptions, our bodies will display certain characteristics as a result of what we eat. If we eat the right foods, then our bodies will respond properly and be in a healthy state. If we eat the wrong foods, then our bodies will respond accordingly and become sick and diseased. I tell you the truth, many of our fellow believers who are sick and diseased, requesting prayers and healing on a regular basis, are in that position because of their unhealthy lifestyle when it comes to their diet. Others continue such a lifestyle saying, "We all have to die one day," or "something's gotta take us home." Although those statements are true, we must understand that the truth must never push us to live carelessly, but carefully. As believers, we must always bear in mind that our bodies are the temple of the Holy Ghost, as stated in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 19 to 20, where it says, "What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's." So, if the Spirit of the Creator of heaven and earth lives in us, must we not endeavor to care for this home where He lives? Likewise, in 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10, it states, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that every one may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad." Such a profound statement. Let's now highlight the regulations concerning animals, birds, every living thing that moves about in the water, and every creature that moves along the ground, that were clearly outlined by the Creator of heaven and earth as foods fit for consumption and foods that should never, ever be incorporated in our diets. Leviticus chapter 11. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Say to the Israelites, of all the animals that live on land, these are the ones you may eat. You may eat any animal that has a divided hoof and that chews the cud. There are some that only chew the cud, or only have a divided hoof. But you must not eat them. The camel, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof. It is ceremonially unclean for you. The hyrax, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof. It is unclean for you. The rabbit, though it chews the cud, does not have a divided hoof. It is unclean for you. And the pig, though it has a divided hoof, does not chew the cud. It is unclean for you. You must not eat their meat or touch their carcasses. They are unclean for you. Of all the creatures living in the water of the seas and the streams, you may eat any that have fins and scales. But all creatures in the seas or streams that do not have fins and scales, whether among all the swarming things or among all the other living creatures in the water, you are to regard as unclean. And since you are to regard them as unclean, you must not eat their meat. You must regard their carcasses as unclean. Anything living in the water that does not have fins and scales is to be regarded as unclean by you. These are the birds you are to regard as unclean, and not eat because they are unclean: the eagle, the vulture, the black vulture, the red kite, any kind of black kite, any kind of raven, the horned owl, the screech owl, the gull, any kind of hawk, the little owl, the cormorant, the great owl, the white owl, the desert owl, the osprey, the stork, any kind of heron, the hoopoe, and the bat. All flying insects that walk on all fours are to be regarded as unclean by you. There are, however, some flying insects that walk on all fours that you may eat: those that have jointed legs for hopping on the ground. Of these, you may eat any kind of locust, katydid, cricket, or grasshopper. But all other flying insects that have 4 legs you are to regard as unclean. Of all the animals that walk on all fours, those that walk on their paws are unclean for you. Whoever touches their carcasses will be unclean till evening. Of the animals that move along the ground, these are unclean for you: the weasel, the rat, any kind of great lizard, the gecko, the monitor lizard, the wall lizard, the skink, and the chameleon. You are not to eat any creature that moves along the ground, whether it moves on its belly, or walks on all fours, or on many feet. It is unclean. These are the words of the Creator of heaven and earth. Although He made all things, not everything is fit for human consumption. Do not follow the so-called new scientific discoveries, which always start off by saying, "A new study has shown that this animal, or that animal, is found to have a higher percentage of protein per 100 grams than goats or sheep." Always check to see if that animal in the new discovery batch is among the animals designated as clean by the Creator of heaven and earth. Remember, there is enough protein available among the animals fit for consumption. As believers, let us care for the temple of the Holy Ghost. We hope that our message today was a source of blessing for you. Please like our videos and share them with your friends. Until next time, have a productive day.